about the jackknifes and skids. You know, it's a dangerous road out there. It's a dangerous job right here. You know, a jackknife or a skid may take place, and we're gonna get into some major trouble. You're gonna get into an accident. You might kill yourself or kill someone else. You know, this is how serious jackknifing is. For you that don't know what jackknifing is, think about like a blade of a knife. So you got your truck and trailer. You have your truck and your trailer, and you want everything in line when you're driving. Well, whenever you start losing it, your truck gets more on the side of the trailer, kind of like opening and closing a knife. You know, you can jackknife in an L shape, you can jackknife in a V, you can hit the side of your trailer. You know, it's a scary thing to think about, this truck coming around hitting the trailer, or the trailer going down the road and your truck's on the side of it, boom, jackknife. You know, you're losing control. You don't have no control at that point whenever it gets that much out of hand. Now, some of the things that we can do to prevent this from happening in the first place is, number one, control your speed. So especially during the winter time, the winter months that we're about to come into. So we're about to get into these winter months when it's icy, when it's dangerous, road conditions are bad. We have rain right now, of course. Rain falls year round. Now, the road conditions are going to be a big contributing factor. Also, another thing is not checking your mirrors enough. Now, whenever you're checking your mirrors, you can catch it before it becomes a major issue. You can check that mirror, and if you see the trailer moving over like 3 or 4 feet out of line, and you're like, that's odd. You check it again real fast, and you're like, man, it's even further. Guess what? If it's good road conditions, you need to pick up that speed a little bit and straighten that trailer out, because moving that truck forward more will get that truck in front of that trailer more. You want to gradually get the truck in front of the trailer. We don't want to use big wheel turns, because we're going to overcorrect. We're going to cause major issues and make it even worse of a jackknife. So one thing is going to be to check your mirrors and catch it before it becomes a big issue. You don't want to wait till the last minute and check your mirror and say, whoa, my trailer's, all I can see is my trailer's in the mirror. By then, it's too late. You're pretty much along for the ride whenever it comes like that. Like, you're pretty much gonna just ride it out and hope you wore some clean underwear that day, because you know it's gonna scare you bad. Now, another thing that we need to do is like check your equipment better, because a lot of times you can find out that you have like a bad set of brakes, or you know, we talk about when we do pre-trip, we do a service brake check. We pull up to 5 miles per hour, use the brake pedal to stop, making sure our truck doesn't pull left or right. You know, we're checking the brakes. If you get out there, visually inspect your brakes. Make sure you don't have no issues with that. You know, you got drive shafts, you got tires. All of this stuff can make you get into one of these bad situations with skidding. You know, you got your tread depth. There's a lot of stuff that is going to contribute to making a dangerous condition out there for you to become into a jackknife. You know, we also distracted driving. I've seen videos, and I've heard people talk about this. People are on their phones too much out there, or they're tired and they're falling asleep, or they're watching videos on their laptop in the passenger seat. You know, that stuff needs to come to an end. Like, we're playing with people's lives out here. You're playing with your life, you're playing with other people's lives. You don't want to be the guy that causes somebody to lose their life because you're distracted. So get rid of those distractions, because what happens whenever you're distracted is you're over here looking at your cell phone or whatever. Here, I got an extra one right here. You're all like, oh, look at YouTube. Oh, whoa, that happens? And then you look back and you're all like, oh no, jerk the wheel. Guess what? Boom, you're gonna hit something, you're gonna jackknife, you're gonna skid, because you panic. That panic right there contributes to this. You've got to keep yourself cool and calm. This needs to be put away. You know, you also got dangerous curves. Like you come up on a curb, you're going too fast. You know, we kind of call it coming into that curb hot. And then you want to hit the brakes during that curb. You're going to lock up the tires. You might start a skid. When your truck and trailer's not straight already going into a curve. So when you hit the brakes, you might lose control. That trailer might keep going and your truck might stop faster than the trailer, causing you to jackknife and lose control of this. You know, this is all contributing factors. So, you know, a lot of this can be prevented by not being distracted, knowing how to use your brakes, controlling your speed, knowing your road conditions. You know, there's a lot of factors that you can take into account here to stop this. So let's talk about what happens whenever we do get into that jackknife. We'll say that we're driving down the road and we notice that, hey, we're getting into that jackknife. It's coming. Like we might have been going a little too fast, or, you know, just bad road conditions caused it to start jackknifing. What do? Do you slam on the brakes? No, do not do that. So, you know, one of the things that I'm going to tell you to do in this situation is, if you see that trailer coming around on your driver's side, we don't want to jerk the wheel to the right to try to get the truck and trailer straight. But that's our number one goal here, is to get the truck and trailer straight again. That's our first goal. So we want that to happen. Now are we going to jerk the wheel? Hopefully we do not. What I'm telling you is to gradually bring the wheels back away from that side that it's going to. So that if the trailer's kicked out to the left, it's time to start turning right, because you want to get the truck in front of the trailer. And if you're jackknifed to the right, you need to turn left to get the truck back in front of the trailer. That's our number one goal. Now, we don't want to jerk the wheel, because when we jerk the wheel, we're going to overturn it. We're going to turn too much. It's going to dart the truck over to the side even more. You know, then you got to counter steer, and it's just going to be, you're going to be out of control. So we want to gradually bring that steering wheel around to get the truck back in line with the trailer. If we can do that, then that's going to help out the most. Now next we want to just take our foot off of the pedal. You don't want to be flooring it on because your adrenaline's going. You don't want to be slamming on the brakes, because that might cause you more issues. You got to keep yourself calm, cool, collective. Like, you cannot panic. You have, and I know you're panicked. You're all like, trailer ain't supposed to be there. Trailer's not supposed to do that. Truck's going out of control. I'm sliding. I'm lost. I am scared. You know, one thing that my trainer told me in like skids and stuff like that is try to calm it down and try to keep your wheels aimed down the lane that you're going to. And what that did is that told me not to oversteer, because you kind of, after you've been driving a while, you kind of know where your tires are aimed by holding that steering wheel. So whenever I started to skid, I know that my lane's right there. So I just turn the wheel enough to aim my tires into the lane I'm going to. And then as soon as the truck's coming to the lane I'm going to, I start to straighten it up. And then boom, I'm good. It's knowing where your tires are at. It comes with experience. A lot of it comes with experience, but having the knowledge to fix this is what's going to help you. So you turn the wheel towards the lane that you're getting to. You're gradually trying to get the truck in front of the trailer. I like to say, hey, get off the pedals. Get off the pedals. That way we're not hitting the brakes or hitting the gas. We're slowing down. You know, we're trying to do it safely. Once we get back into line, it's time to slow it down even more. You know, then you can start feathering your brake pedal as needed to kind of slow yourself down more. We don't want to be like bam, 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 bam. You know, we're just going to make it worse. Like, slow down, chill out. Tap the brakes on, bring down some speed, slowly start moving the truck over, because I highly suggest, after a jackknife occurs, and if you save it, if you get this thing saved, your adrenaline is going, your heart is pumping, you're going 90 miles an hour. Get the truck to the side of the road, go ahead and pull over, throw your four-way flashers on, and keep on slowing down. Get off the road, set those brakes, put your four-way flashers on, put that truck in neutral, and like, you just had your life flash before your eyes right here. So you need to get your head right. You need to calm it down. You're all like, man, I cannot believe I made it through this. Like, I made it through this. Once you're calm again, then it's going to be safe to go again. I would suggest checking out your equipment, seeing what's going on, figure out why it went like that. Now, if you're in a dangerous spot on the side of the road, of course, I don't want you to get out of the truck right there and boom, because 9 times out of 10, this is going to happen in the extreme weathers like the icy, the snow, you know, a lot of bad weather, and maybe on a downgrade, you might not have the opportunity to pull off the road and stop. You might be like, it's safer just to keep going because, you know, I don't feel safe stopping here. Use your gut instinct on that. If you don't feel safe stopping there, then go on down the road. And I'm not saying that every one of these are going to be recovered. I'm just you're trying to make the least amount of, you know, a bad situation possible. Sometimes you're going to be so jackknifed and you're going to do whatever you can to try to save it. And like, I was talking to somebody today and I said, man, I've never jackknifed a truck and you know how to do that. But I remember now, I was thinking about it, and in my wreck that I had, I hit the front of a car. It's in one of my earlier videos. A car jumped over the interstate. I hit it. Whenever I hit that car, it made the truck go like this, and my trailer went straight, and I started to jackknife, and I tried to counter steer, and but the passenger's tire of my truck ended up underneath my truck. So like, it wasn't really steering it. It was that was locked down. And like, I tried to get it back, and what ended up happening is that I went into that jackknife and I hit a guardrail with my truck again on the passenger side. And whenever that happened, it slung my truck all the way around and I hit the side of the trailer. And then from there, my truck was on the side like this, and it hit the guardrail again, and the guardrail wrapped around my fifth wheel, and that's what stopped me. Now, I didn't jump out the truck immediately whenever it happened. I kind of looked around for a second. I was like, whoa. I was like, man, stuff's everywhere in my truck. And I saw another truck driver get out, and like, the car was in the middle of the road, and I knew it was kind of safe to get out, and the traffic was all stopped everywhere. And I'm all the way across the interstate. Like, I shut down the road. But, you know, in that situation, I know this stuff like leaves your head pretty fast. You got to prepare yourself for this stuff. You got to think about it happening. You got to be like, all right, you know, I'm going to keep those wheels aimed towards that lane. I don't want to oversteer. And it happens like that. I'm telling you, it's fast. You have to do everything you can. And I think in my jackknife, I handled it well. I hit the car, and, you know, in that instinct, like, I was going straight for his door. I kind of swerved some. I hit his car. And, you know, because I did that, he's alive. But the thing is, that made me lose a lot of control. And when I hit that car, having that tire, not the passenger side drive tire not turning, you know, that was a major issue, because I was trying to straighten it up and get it across the road. But, you know, it was just jammed, and it was just pulling hard to that side, and that's whenever I hit that guardrail. And I tried to work it back into the lane to go straight again, and I just couldn't get it to do nothing, and it hit that guardrail, and it was pretty scary. And this is going to be a scary thing whenever it does happen. You just got to remember, hey, watch my speed, check my mirrors, find out that it's a problem before it becomes a major problem. That's my biggest key right there in my book, is finding out that it's a problem before it happens. Well, actually, I think speed should be number 1. Number 2 is checking the mirrors more and seeing that there's going to be this major issue that's going on with you. Figure out what you need to do from there. And then once it happens, man, in any skid, any jackknife, what I'm going to tell you is I aim my tires for down the lane I'm going to. That way I don't overspin. A lot of people are going to tell you steer towards the problem, or, you know, I don't even know the saying right now. But my thing is, I always try to keep my truck straight in the lane that I'm in. So if I'm in the right lane, which you should be, especially in bad weather, because you should be the slowest moving vehicle out there, what I do is, if I start skidding this way, I know to turn my wheel this way. And I'm just turning it enough to aim those tires in my lane. And then if I'm skidding this way, I know if I'm skidding to my my driver's side, I know to turn towards my passenger side because my lane in front of me is over there. So my role has always been aim it into your lane. And that I feel like my trainer was exactly right, because you know that keeps you a little bit from oversteering, because you're not just like turn the wheel that way. You're more like, okay, that's my lane. Oh, that's my lane. You're not oversteering. You are aiming your tires straight in the lane that you're in. So that's my thing with the Jacknife. And I know it's a quick thing that happens really fast. It's hard to keep yourself calm, but if you really try to keep yourself calm and you do some research on jackknives, and you make sure that you listen to this video, and you know you do your research on jackknifing, you can save yourself a lot, because you're more prepared to what to do in that situation. I'm going to start sending this video right here to all my new students, because I think that this will help them with jackknives and skids and stuff like that. Like, I can't put my student in a situation where we're skidding down the road so I can see if he can fix that or not. Like, there's no training for this jackknife. It's listening and trying to remember this stuff in a time, like instant, a second. Well, if y'all like my video, like, comment, and subscribe. You know, let me know if I missed some tips, or let me know if there's some better tips out there on jackknifing or skids, or just leave a comment of what you do in a skid or what you do in a jackknife. That way maybe I can pass the word around, or maybe the person that needs that will read it in the comments and say, hey, that's what I need to do. So just remember, be safe out there. Winter's coming. Make sure you check your equipment. Make sure your equipment's good. Make sure your equipment's good. Check your mirrors. Control your speed. Don't be hard braking in a curve. Slow down before you get to the curve. So when we're coming down to a curve and you know that you're coming to the curve, try to do all your braking before you get into that curve. You don't want to be doing the braking while you're in the curve, because that can add to the possibilities of a jackknife. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. I hope that this helped somebody.